Hey guys, welcome back to Chef Talk and welcome back to my review of Abigail. Abigail was directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett and was written by Guy Busick and Stephen Shields. Abigail stars Alicia Weir as Abigail, Giancarlo Esposito as Lambert, Dan Stevens as Frank, Catherine Newton as Sammy, Melissa Barria as Joey, Matthew Good as Father, Kevin Durand as Peter, Agnes Cloud as Dean, and William Catlett as Rickles. Quick synopsis. A group of criminals, thinking they are on a simple grab and babysitting kidnapping job, find out that they are the ones locked in with a killer. Guys, this is the type of horror movie I like going to. As I've probably explained if you've been with me for a while, I am not the biggest horror fan. Usually it takes someone to go with me or actually invite me to go to one of these modern day horrors. But Abigail is reminiscent to me of the 1980s and 1990s type horror where they ordered so much fake blood that they said, fuck it, we got to use it in this whole movie and just go so over the top with it. And then another element that they do is they blend in the comedy so well. And this really falls on the shoulders of Kevin Durand as Peter. He plays your typical muscle for hire with a low IQ, but he actually plays it off really well. Yes, it is a stereotype, but the lines he delivers and the way he delivers them, I thought were damn well perfection. And also, I want to nominate him for Scream King. I know we have our Scream Queens out there, but there are moments where Kevin's character definitely takes the scream away from some of our ladies. Not to say that they didn't have their own moments of scream. And Dan Stevens, what can you say about this guy? This is the second movie of the year that I've seen him in, and he has stolen the scene in the first movie, and he does a hell of a job in this movie as well. I really think he's killing it in these roles. He is the type of actor that just seems to understand and grasp what role he's playing, what movie he's in, and what he needs to do for it. He really sells his role so well in like everything I've seen him in. And then we have Melissa Barria and as well as Catherine Newton. And both of these ladies do a phenomenal job. And I agree with the people that I've read that say that they both are this generation's Scream Queens. Catherine has been in plenty of horror movies. She definitely has that nom going for her. And then Melissa, we know her, especially from the Scream series. She definitely can hold her own, especially against the bad guys. Both of them, I agree wholeheartedly, are this generation's Scream Queens. And one of these reasons I say, especially with Catherine, is because there is one scene with Catherine that really stood out to me. I'm not going to spoil it because I think it was really well done. And then Melissa. Melissa is, yes, our Scream Queen, but I would more say she's also a final girl where we know that she's probably going to make it to the final act and she's going to deliver some kick-ass fighting scenes and she's going to hold her own against the bad guys. And this movie doesn't change much. She definitely is one of those women that you know when she gets to her final scene, she is going to kick some ass and she does not disappoint. And then I would do this movie a disservice if I did not talk about Alicia Weir playing Abigail. And she delivers this creepy, sadistic performance, playing this 12-year-old, switching into a vampire and going back to this 12-year-old. She delivers it so well. One moment she's this sweet, innocent, confused 12-year-old girl, and then she flips over to this centuries-old vampire that is just playing games with these people, and they just don't realize the danger that they are in with her. And to get on to some of my dislikes, and I get it, this movie is trying to be grounded in the real world, where most of our characters don't believe that vampires exist, and until they run into Abigail, but they continuously forget Abigail's power set. I get it, they might not know what powers she has or, how strong she is and stuff like that. But they literally forget one moment to the next that she just busted down a door, or she, was floating down the stairwell. And they think they can wrestle her and take her out without a well-formed plan, and they split up continuously, knowing that she's out there, knowing that not one of them can take her down by themselves. So that, to me, was just one of my minor gripes about this movie, is that I get it at the beginning. Maybe you think you could take down this vampire with the group of you, but then they completely forget how strong she is, how fast she is, and what she can do. And my kind of last complaint, I'm not going to say this movie starts out slow, but it does take a minute for us to get to the horror/action scenes of this movie. And I get it that they are definitely taking their time setting up our characters, letting us get to know them, so that we can form an attachment to them. So once the killing starts, we do have that feeling for them or that attachment to them. I get that. I just think it took it a minute to really rev up and get us to that horror part, or get us to know these characters. But overall, guys, Abigail delivers an old school horror vibe, or movie vibe, that blends that horror and comedy really well. All the cast members deliver a good performance to us. They kind of embrace what kind of movie they're in and what their roles are. Most of them are being very stereotypical type roles, but it felt like a kind of breath of fresh air from the hyper-realistic horror movies that we get nowadays that just go so over the top, that having a movie like Abigail just really delivers and hits home to us. And this really feels like an 80s and 90s horror type movie. I don't even say reminiscent of the Evil Dead series, where it's just blood upon blood and comedy sprinkled throughout the movie. And it is an enjoyable movie. If you are definitely into those type of horror movies and you love the old school horror movies, I think this is going to be hitting home for you more. But guys, with that being said, Shep Talk is going to give Abigail 3 Sheps out of 5. What did you think? Have you seen Abigail? Let me know down in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this horror movie? Did you enjoy this take on a vampire? Or did they fall flat for you? But guys, let me know in the comments down below. But that is all I have time for today. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It does help my channel out greatly, and I do truly appreciate it. But with all that being said, guys, this is Darth Shep, signing off.